This week on TCU News Now.
Students learn how to build and maintain healthy relationships.
It can help encourage that when things do start going wrong, I can talk to this person, they know the real me, they know the real situation.
A discussion over the use of TCU's endowment.
So whether the endowment helps our discount rate, our scholarships, or even student services.
And see how some TCU students got pumped up for college game day.
This is TCU News Now.
TCU students and fans had a ball at ESPN's College Game Day. Hello and welcome to TCU News Now. I'm Kacey Bowen.
And I'm Brandon Kitchen. ESPN's College Game Day made its second appearance on campus this weekend and TCU's sixth appearance overall on the pregame show. College Game Day has not been at TCU since 2009, so students and fans of the Horned Frogs and the show began preparing for it the night before. Loaded with tents, blankets, and sleeping bags, people camped out in the campus commons waiting for College Game Day the next morning. On Saturday, students and fans experienced all of the show, including a guest appearance from country star Tim McGraw, football analyst Lee Corso, donning Super Frog's head for his 300th pick.
Students and fans even shared their game day signs and predictions for the outcome of the game against West Virginia.
Tell me, where did you get the idea for this Netflix and film poster?
So I really pride myself on my knowledge of memes and like the whole GIF game. So that was my first thought, was how can I incorporate one of our #1 guys into a trendy meme? And I don't know, actually one of my friends texted me yesterday and I just had to come up with some ideas on the spot, and all of a sudden I just was like Netflix and Hill, and I just saw this and made it happen. So
I love it.
Yeah.
It's just a funny Patrick Star quote. Patrick, SpongeBob, Mr. Krabs go on a treasure hunt. They go east instead of west. Patrick says, "Oh, I thought you said west." So it's West Virginia, just a good troll job. That's all we're
I love it. I love it. Hey guys, so tell me what your game prediction is for today.
TCU 42, West Virginia 17.
All right, nice.
I'm not sure what the score is going to be, but we're going to definitely beat them by like 2 or 3 touchdowns.
So we're gonna get a W, right?
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Although the point spread predictions were a little off, TCU beat West Virginia 31-24. TCU Sports Now will have more on the game. The TCU alum that was shot in the October 1st Las Vegas shooting has been making a tremendous recovery. El Gargano, a 2016 graduate, was rushed to the hospital after being shot in the head and has continued to do better each night. A message from her father on her GoFundMe page has said that she has moved out of the ICU on Monday. She's been able to sleep peacefully and is now performing physical therapy and other tasks to help get her motor and cognitive skills back. 10 days since the shooting, the page has raised more than $125,000. To stay updated, you can visit her GoFundMe at gofundme.com/elgargano.
If you log into MyTCU after fall break, you'll see its new look. The intranet system's appearance will be upgraded to improve user experience across all platforms, including mobile and large screen formats. Upon login, users may access an interactive walkthrough of MyTCU's new appearance or watch a video tutorial explaining the changes. The update will appear on October 16th.
In the midst of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, students took a more hands-on approach to bring awareness to the signs of relationship abuse. Our Riley Knight has more.
How are things going? That can help encourage that when things do start going wrong, you already have that standard set of, I can talk to this person, they know the real me, they know the real situation.
Students gathered to discuss the signs of an unhealthy relationship at a workshop Tuesday night. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and the Escalation Workshop did just that.
It is a universal problem, and I think that's an issue with lots of issues on our campus, but I think sometimes we get wrapped up in this as TCU and how great TCU is, and I think just acknowledging that, yes, this is TCU, but we have real world problems too, and that it impacts everyone, even our students here on campus.
The workshop is part of the TCU Healthy Relationships campaign, an idea started by senior Emily Hopkins for her Senior Legacy Project as part of the Chancellor's Leadership Program.
For me, it's really interesting. When I first started planning this project, I would talk to people about it and be like, yeah, I'm starting this healthy relationships campaign, and I think it's important to talk about warning signs of relationship abuse, and people would be like, Emily, that's great, but I'm not in a relationship, so that doesn't apply to me. but it does. It applies to everyone, and which I think people don't always understand, because you might find yourself in a relationship at some point in the future that might not be healthy, or you have lots of friends that are in a relationship, so you could always help a friend.
The workshop was in partnership with the One Love Foundation, a national campaign that seeks to educate students on the warning signs of relationship abuse.
How's he doing?
After watching a film portraying an example of relationship abuse, students broke off into facilitated groups to talk through the problems and unhealthy behaviors that could lead to a dangerous situation.
Unfortunately, it's a really common issue that a lot of people don't know about. And so I think it's important to, first and foremost, raise awareness. And I'm really glad that One Love is at TCU.
There definitely needs to be an increase in awareness with this topic, because it really is essential to the lives of others.
I also know a couple people who have friends that are in unhealthy relationships, and so they brought their friends to this workshop. And so I think it's definitely something that's relevant. It's just not talked about, and people don't know how to necessarily address the situation appropriately.
Riley Knight, TCU News Now.
The Escalation Workshop was just one of the many events of the Healthy Relationships campaign that will take place this year. The next event will be a men's workshop that focuses on sex and healthy relationships on October 24th.
The Lead On Committee held its second open forum Tuesday as part of its 4-week series to provide deeper insight into the university's strategic plan. In this week's discussion, administrators and committee leaders talked about strengthening TCU's endowment. As the university's academic reputation grows, TCU wants to make the experience as accessible as possible. By strengthening endowment, TCU can ensure that resources will be available to recruit the best students regardless of financial situation, accelerate improvements in teaching, research, and programs, along with attracting preeminent teacher scholars. 2 more lead-on forums focused on the next 2 goals will be held in the Blue Auditorium October 18th and 30th. They will deal with strengthening TCU's culture and workforce.
TCU and the Botanical Research Institution of Texas joined together to give students opportunities in research. The partnership will enhance and expand the university's undergraduate and graduate programs in science and education. Students will work with Brits botanists and research staff performing plant science and field research. It'll also help students satisfy degree requirements. The program is expected to be ready for its first students in the fall of 2018.
While TCU works on its relationships with Botanical Gardens, President Donald Trump is seeing a rocky relationship emerge with his Secretary of State. Our Elizabeth Campbell is here with more. Elizabeth?
Thanks, Brendan. Well, the whole rift started following reports that Tillerson called Trump an effing moron this summer. This resulted in Tillerson hosting an unscheduled press conference where he denied that he ever thought that resigning from his post. Trump accepted the apology and called the reports fake news via Twitter, but he doesn't seem to be letting it go. During an interview with Forbes magazine, he again called the report fake news, but added, "I guess we'll have to compare IQ tests, and I can tell you who is going to win." Mensa, a high IQ society, has offered to administer a test between the 2 men. During a meeting with former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger, Trump said he was not undercutting Tillerson with the IQ comment. This public strife comes as an interesting time as Trump's foreign policy is being thrust in the spotlight. His administration is talking about decertifying the Iran deal. They sent immigration demands to Congress and are being called out by Republican Senator Bob Corker. All of this is going on while Republican leadership is trying to focus on their tax reform plan. Trump will be giving a speech on that today in Pennsylvania.
After the break,
SGA is helping students go home for fall break.
SGA shuttles help you out a lot, so it's definitely worth it.
and students share their plans for the long weekend.
We just go to the beach, just hang out by the pool, try to get tan.
Before doers, dreamers, and trailblazers make their mark on the world, there was TCU. TCU, where dreams take their course.
TCU Religious and Spiritual Life is reaching out to help those dealing with the tough times with events promoting help and hope. The events begin with the wall of words to share their grievances and hopes for the community. On October 18th, Robert Carr Chapel will have a candlelight service to honor and lift up those afflicted. And you can leave notes and hope by the fountain statue or the blue that will be distributed through campus on October 25th. All these events will lead up to services on All Saints Day and All Souls Day in November.
TCU's Interfraternity Council will host the founder of Movember tonight in the DJ Kelly Alumni Center. Adam Garone founded the Movember Foundation in 2004 to raise awareness and money for men's health issues such as prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and mental health after realizing how growing a mustache could spark conversation about a serious topic. Garone will speak at 8:45 p.m.
With fall break only a few days away, students are planning their trip back home. For those who may not know how to get to the airport, SGA's got you covered. I spoke with SGA about it. This fall break, students can stress less about how they might get home because at least they'll have a free ride to the airport. SGA, who provides free shuttles to students for both Thanksgiving and winter break, will now offer free shuttles to and from TCU to both DFW and Love Field airports for fall break.
We started thinking the first time they go is fall break, and that's kind of the most difficult to navigate, and the airport can be. I'd never flown alone before I came to TCU, and so we decided we'd offer that.
Wydick says since SGA announced the shuttles, they've received a lot of appreciation from students and families.
I've had a lot of great reactions from parents who've been appreciative that their student has a plan for a way to get home. They have something they can look forward to at the end of the week. Especially when people have so many tests right before a big break, it's awesome that it's just one less thing to worry about. I think the people who really appreciate it and are utilizing it are the people who are loving the fact that they're excited to go home and this is a quick, free way to go home.
One time I did drive over there, it must have been about $75 for 3 days parking. Because a lot of times the parking that they have, that's like the way far out for DFW, it's usually full, so you got to park right at the airport, which is $25 a night. It's brutal, so SGA shuttles help you out a lot, so it's definitely worth it.
Shuttles will be provided Friday, October 13th at the front of the Blue. Rides to DFW Airport will go every hour starting at 1 to 6 p.m., and rides to Love Field will be at 12:30 and 3 p.m. And on Tuesday the 17th, rides back to TCU will be 3, 5, and 7 p.m. from DFW and 3 to 6 from Love Field. Students, make sure to arrive at least 15 minutes before your shuttle is scheduled to depart. Come along with your friends, a smile, and your luggage because you made it to fall break. And even Wydick will be using the shuttles herself for the first time.
Love my Love Field right to Missouri. I'm excited. It's always more fun if you can convince your friends to ride on it with you and you get to sit and talk to them on the bus, not worried about the traffic or anything.
To register for a ride, go to eventbrite.com and search for Fall Break Airport Shuttles by TCU SGA.
And while some students are preparing to find a ride for fall break, they are also preparing for some time away from the classroom. Our Shane Battis spoke to some students about their plans for fall break. Shane?
Thanks, Casey. I'm here at the library to see what students are doing with their days off.
So my plans for fall break are to study, because I've got finals, and then prep for my next session of classes. I'm an MBA student, so I'm on a little bit of a different schedule than the rest of the students here.
I'm going home. I live in Dallas, and then I'm going to Mexico.
I'm really looking forward to trying to go to the state fair and just spend time with family and friends back home.
Fall break, I'm going to go back to Omaha, Nebraska, my hometown, and I'm going to see the Nebraska versus Ohio State game. Pretty excited about that. Nebraska's had a rough season, so it might be a beating, but we can always root for the underdog in Nebraska.
Classes are set to resume on Wednesday. Back to you.
After talking with students, Shane Battis found some cool movie ideas to go see during fall break. What's in theaters, Shane?
Well, we have two interesting movies coming out this weekend. First, we're getting another Jackie Chan action movie. The Foreigner, also starring Pierce Brosnan, takes place in London and follows Quan, played by Chan, when he goes on a killing spree after his daughter is murdered in a terrorist attack. If you're looking something with a little bit more horror, then Happy Death Day is the film for you. This movie comes from the director of Paranormal Activity 2, 3, and 4. The story follows a sorority woman as she goes about her normal day until she is killed by a mass killer at the end of every night and then wakes up again to repeat the same day. To put it simply, it's like Bill Murray's Groundhog Day, but with a lot of murder.
I think if I had to pick between the two, I'd probably go with Jackie Chan's new movie. Just stay away kind of from the whole horror theme, but that's just me. I don't know.
That's funny you say that because I love horror movies. I actually laugh during them all, so I'm probably going to go see it and just have a good time.
Different take.
That's all right, though, man.
Well, that's all the news we have for this week.
For more updates, you can check out TCU360.com.
Have a great week.